Not really an update on the project, but just something I wanted to share. I wanted to come up with a way for, while I was working on this thing, setting up the front and rear suspension, to keep everything even and level and everything. And a lot of the times when you want to do something like that, you just take a chunk of metal, you get the frame the way you want it, and just rest it on the ground, weld it on, and then that's where you're at. And that works. But if you're moving it around, if you're not sure your ride height or where you want things to sit, you may end up cutting the weld, moving it, retacking it a few times before you get to a happy spot. What I did was I went up to the hardware store and had a couple of long carriage bolts, and let's see if this will show it. These are called coupling nuts. They're normally used to link like two pieces of threaded rod together. So I did it with 3/8. Next time I'll do it with like 1/2 inch, because the 3/8 it's a little wobbly when you wiggle it around. But what I did was I just tacked that tube nut to the frame on both sides, on all 4 corners. And then to give it a little extra foot, once I put it down, I just tacked a washer to it to give it a little better footprint. But like I said, the 3/8 one, it kind of wiggles. If I was to go with the 1/2 inch, it would be pretty damn ideal. But basically, just a jam nut, crack it free, and you can lift the frame up, spin it up, let it down, lock it back in. There's no cutting and tacking and retacking and whatnot. So it just gives you a little adjustability if you're not 100% sure of exactly where you want to go with something. And I'm sure it'll come in handy with, other things. Like I could have used it on my whole front cradle if I wanted to. I could have put one on all 4 corners. I ended up just setting it up on blocks and had a pretty solid setup for that. But these worked out pretty well. Hopefully somebody finds this useful. And like I said, I got them on all 4 corners. There's one back there. There's one over there somewhere. And then there's another one right here. But it works pretty well. Like I said, just gives it nice even height. I was using the lift, so it was nice. I was able to put the lift up, put it up, work at a decent height when I wanted to. But then when I had to, all my initial tacking and whatnot, I could let it back down. It would land right on these same feet. Everything would be level again. There was no blocks to move or anything. So it worked out pretty well. Like I said, hopefully somebody finds it helpful. Have a good day.